Hello everyone, welcome to All Things Youth Justice. I'm Chikodi.
I'm Jenny.
And today we are joined by...
My name's Janik, aka Big J from the Fryday Podcast.
Welcome, Janik. Thank you for joining us
Thank
today.
you for having me.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Yourselves?
I'm good, thank you.
We're good.
We've heard some great things about you through our colleague, Krishna. So we just thought we'd invite you over to just come chat with us.
Thank you for having me. I think it's going to be that therapy for me as well.
Yeah.
Different.
I hope it's going to be I anticipate it's going to be a great session.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know about what we do, so we'll just go through it briefly. On the Youth Justice Project, Jenny, do you want to talk about what we do?
So basically what we do is we support young people that are involved in the youth justice system, helping them get into employment, training and education. So that's what we basically do.
I think it's a good thing that you lot do because we need more things like this for young people. Because I think at the moment, especially, we've got the cost of living crisis. We've got like all these things going on. It's hard for the young people to find jobs. It's even hard for older people to find jobs who have experience and stuff like that. So yeah, you lot are doing something very good and positive.
Thank you so much, Janik. Our key partners are the VRN, so shout out to the VRN.
Hey.
And you work very closely with our Phoenix partners on the Phoenix program and the VIP program. So those are all under the Youth Justice umbrella. So let's just go straight into it. Tell us a bit about yourself, Janik.
So my name, they call me Big J. I have a normal job. I'm an MOT tester at the moment. Run a garage with my brother and my dad, and my wife works there as well. Been through a lot, obviously, through the years, but I think I'm at a good place now. I recently started a podcast, obviously, but we'll go into that, I think, a bit later. And yeah, that's it. I just have a family. I have one daughter, wife. Just come back from India. That's where I went on holiday. And yeah, that's it.
How old is your daughter?
Daughter's 7 now.
Wow.
And she loves, she's the number one fan of the podcast.
Oh, is she?
And I think she's a podcaster herself, but nobody watches her yet. She watches her, and I watch her, so it's all right.
She's practicing. Practicing. So you said you work at a garage.
Yeah, that's right.
And do you own the garage or you work at the garage?
No, so we own it as well, so my dad owns it.
Okay. All right. So Krishna explained that you have some history with the criminal justice system. Can you talk to us a bit about that, please?
Okay, so when I was a bit younger, my life was, I think, a bit different. And I think, for me, it all stems down to, I think I had ADHD, but I was never ever diagnosed with it. And I think I'm 34 at the moment, so I think when I was younger, I think everything was different. I had something, but no one knew what it was. So like going through school and that, I did find it difficult. The thing is, I wasn't, how should I say, I was actually clever, and I knew what I was doing in school. I used to actually do extra like curriculum. I used to go tuition. So whatever I was taught at school, I kind of felt like I already been taught that at tuition. So I wasn't top set for everything, but I was just very distractive, like to myself and to other students. And I just used to get in trouble, and they never used to know what it was. But because of that, then I think I just fit in with the wrong crowd. I didn't really enjoy studying, apart from maybe business studies, because that's what I like. And then obviously got led down the wrong path. And just living life at 100 miles an hour and just doing bad stuff, badness. But now I'm trying to obviously do something positive in life. So when I was 22 or 23, I believe, I went to prison for the first time. At that time in my life, not many responsibilities. Had a job, but it was like day-to-day job, so I can go work one day and then next day I can miss out. I think I was just hanging around the wrong people, and I just didn't have I didn't know where I was going in life. You know what I'm saying? I was just doing taking every day as it comes, but it was just, I'd wake up and just bad stuff would happen on the day. So I think just being around the wrong people.
Do you think it was like peer pressure as well when you were younger, or was it just...
You know what? I spoke to my wife about this just before I came, and she said, for me, it's hard to get peer pressure. She felt like I'm the people pressuring other people.
Okay.
But I don't feel that. I don't feel like I did pressure anyone. But she goes, it can't be peer pressure because you're hard to get pressured, that kind of thing. So I don't think it was peer pressure, but I think it was just being around the wrong people. And I think it's just too much pride. You know, when you're young, you just want to prove something to everyone. So
male ego.
Yeah.
You think for you, being in the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
Just sort of, you felt like you needed to prove something, you wanted to show off a bit.
Exactly. I think that was the main thing for me, to be honest, because people say, oh, family, this and that. For me, luckily, I had a good family environment. I lived with my mom, my dad, 2 brothers, sister, and we always had food on our plate and roof over our head. But I did start working at an early age as well. So when I was like 11, 12, I used to do paper round. Okay. And then I'm working at McDonald's as soon as I'm born in August, so I was still 15 the time I started getting employed, and I worked at McDonald's for a few years. So I did go down the employment route, but then because I was working as well, and in my free time I was just doing we're just getting into stupid stuff, and like I said, I was just living life at 100 miles an hour, and then one day I went out, obviously got intoxicated, got drunk, and I kind of had a fight escalated, ended up getting arrested, and that was the first time I went to prison in 2013.
So how long was your sentence?
At that time, the sentence was 13 months, but you only have to do half. So I was done 6 months behind the door, and then 6 months on tag. Okay. And because that was a violent offence, and it was to do with fighting and stuff like that, you don't get tag, obviously. So I had to actually do the whole 6 months, which at that age, for me, like my dad, he came to visit me and he said I needed it.
Okay.
Yeah. And my dad is he's strict. He's from an African background, so he's very strict. He's very direct. So he goes, you know what? You living your life at 100 miles an hour. I think you needed this to show you that what matters. Like you need to just slow down and think about stuff. I think when at that age, like I said, I had ADHD and I didn't get it treated or any medicine. So my head was just going at 100 miles an hour. So and then went to prison for 6 months, like I said.
Did you learn anything in prison?
Yeah, so the first time I went to prison, I'd done a course, and the course was, it's called Fast Fit. So you're working in a garage, and you're doing, and luckily when I come out, my dad had a garage, but I think you're going to ask me about how did I get a job anyway.
Yeah.
No, the question we're going to ask around that is, did you struggle to get like a normal job after you'd been in prison? So
I felt like, I've been in prison now. Okay, I've done something bad, but I've done my Fast Fit course. We own a family business garage, but when I got out, like I said, my dad's strict. He didn't give me a job. Okay. Even though I got a qualification in prison to do with the garage, he didn't give. He goes,
why didn't he give you a job?
He goes, that's too easy. He goes, then you won't learn anything.
Yeah.
Then what's the point of going to prison?
Got you.
It's just going to go over your head. So I actually had to get a job elsewhere.
In the garage as well?
No, it wasn't in the garage at all. Actually, it was hard to find a job at this time because obviously you got criminal record and they ask and you can't really lie about it. So it was really hard. But look, so I did get lucky kind of because one of my friends, Adela, she worked in recruitment at the time. Okay. And then she had a client who was looking for a sales manager. Okay. And I didn't really have any experience like that, but he was young, and I think he overlooked the criminal thing. He just goes, as well, I just want to say something. Like I've seen a documentary as well that although you have a criminal background, some criminals are actually, I don't know how to say it, successful criminals are actually clever. Like they have a business background. Yeah. So there's, places in America, they actually employ criminals.
Yeah, because what we found on our Youth Justice project, across both projects, is young people who are involved in criminality, they're building skills, but using it in negative sense.
Exactly.
A lot of them are entrepreneurial and they have business minds.
Yeah.
But the only thing is that they want to, like you said, they want to live fast. They want to get their
fast
results
money.
Fast money.
Quick,
and they then find themselves getting involved in things like drugs because it pays. Yeah. But it's got a bigger price than what they can actually see. So they do have those skills. What would be your message to employers?
To employers, my message would be, obviously, I know it's there, the stigma's there that there's a criminal, but you always got to see past that. And like you just said, if they apply their learning and what they know into positive things, then they'll be better than your average worker.
So do you think that people with criminal history should have a second chance?
100%.
Why?
Just because everyone deserves a second chance, to be honest. It's not just criminals. Everybody deserves a second chance. And I think they find it more difficult. But also, even not just criminals. So say when you go to prison, even that's a very big learning curve.
Yeah.
For me, especially my mum used to wash my clothes, cook me dinner. Like I said, I had a good household. But when I went in prison, I had to wash my own clothes. The first time I ever washed my own clothes.
Wow.
We were cooking my own food. I was doing my own diet. Like waking up, going to sleep. I had my own timetable. So that's the first time in my life. And that's another reason I think my dad said, you needed this. And I think for me it was a bit late because I had it all nice at home. I should have learned all that earlier, but I didn't. But after that, I think it humbled me, and then I knew what my parents did for me. And I've been in prison twice, and they've always stuck by me. So I think family is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
And I know not everyone's got a good family around them, but you need just a good set of people around you, just positive people. I think can change everything.
I feel like people that can just like see that you can be better as well, like believing in yourself as well. That's important.
Yeah, and
I do think
and
that.
Also, like when I came out, I started hanging around different sort of people.
Yeah.
Like people who have got somewhere to get to, like who know who've got a positive message and they just got something to do with their life, not just laying around all day, or like you said, not getting into drugs, actually doing something positive.
There's a saying, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. So would you say that was true for you as a child when you were getting into trouble, but it's also true for you now as someone who's doing something positive and something great? The tribe and the people you surrounded yourself with, one set led you down the wrong path, and then this current set, they're pushing you to be better, a better version of yourself.
Yeah, so like I think it's a learning thing. You have to learn. So now I think I'm surrounded. So once a week I go to play poker with my friends.
Okay.
And the people who are on my poker table, they're all entrepreneurial. They all own their own businesses. They don't work for anyone. They like one of the guys is the guy who owns the podcast studio where I do my podcast.
Okay.
And there's another guy who owns his own like drop shipping business. There's just like good, positive people.
Okay.
And when I surround myself with people like that, it obviously influences me to do positive things as well. So I think being around the right people is definitely a big thing.
I love that. Are they all guys?
Yeah, all guys. There is one girl who's actually another co-host on the podcast. She's my brother's girlfriend, but even she's got a very good job. She's a very good speaker, listener.
Okay.
So yeah, it's positive. She's a positive person as well.
Going back to prison, did like your friends visit you, or was it mostly just family?
My close friends visited me, but you know my close friends now, I just call them family anyway.
You just call them family.
Yeah, but not the people that I used to hang around with before. None of them visited me, so that obviously is a big thing as well.
That's consistency.
Yeah.
These guys who will be doing things with their friends, like my friend this, my friend that. When they go to prison, they don't see
you get forgotten. You've
let the team down. It keeps moving. Whatever you were involved in keeps moving.
But in a way, it's, everything happens for a reason.
That's it.
For them not to come see me, then
that's a positive.
Obviously a positive after, and I didn't hang around with them again.
What would you advise your 18-year-old self?
If I could earlier just hang around more positive people and not just, the people I was with. I think the people was the main thing, to be honest with you. Because with my life, like I said, I had it all cushy, so it wasn't that bad. But it was just going at 100 miles an hour and maybe getting advice or getting medicine for the ADHD thing.
Yeah.
But even now, I don't know. I've not been diagnosed. So I don't know if that's what it is. But doing my research and then the stuff I do to help me, I think that's what it is. Because now I think I can control it a bit.
So do you feel like you're still having similar experiences, but you just have more knowledge and awareness?
Yeah, definitely. And I can control it. Like when my mind starts going 100 miles an hour, I can do something to relax myself. So
got you.
Yeah, it works.
So your own personal practices has helped you with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Jenny, did you have a question?
No, I was just saying in terms of ADHD, like we sometimes go to the prisons, like we have like wellbeing events, and one of the staff's members there said that like 80% of the people in prison have ADHD. Yeah.
I've seen that, to be honest. But it's like, I think, that age group, none of them have been diagnosed.
Yeah, they've not been diagnosed.
And also with like anxiety, like, me, when I went to prison, before I went to prison, inside, I was dying because I was thinking, how can I stay in the box? Because I have claustrophobia as well.
Oh, right.
And I was getting anxiety. Like, the first night in there, I couldn't sleep. I was thinking, what is life? You know what I mean? I was thinking, but then I think it's just a mindset. When you're there, you just put your, I don't know, it's like a human instinct. Like there's nothing you can do that's going to get you out of this box. You're in here, so make the best of it, that kind of thing.
Did that give you time to reflect?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So what decisions did you make whilst you were in prison? How did that change your mind view? You talked about being more grateful for what your parents had done for you. Gave you time to think about what they'd done for you. What other decisions did you feel you got to there?
When I was in prison, I thought when I got out, I need purpose in life, basically. I need to do something.
Purpose.
It's important, yeah.
Purpose is like the main thing. Like I felt I can't just come out and just do nothing or just do the same stuff over and over again. It doesn't make sense. So I needed a purpose. And then I think another thing that helped me obviously get a purpose is when I had my daughter. Because I got married and then I had my daughter. So I think that changed everything as well. So family and purpose is definitely something. And purpose is another reason I started my own podcast as well, because I thought, like, first, actually, the reason I started it, because I'm into cars, obviously, as you can tell. I was going to start a car review thing on YouTube. So I was going to review people's cars. But I'm lazy. I'm very lazy, so I didn't get a chance to do it. And then my friend opened the studio, and he's a very good friend of mine now. And he opened the studio, and everything was already set up. You just have to turn up there once a week and just get on the mic and talk. So I started that with my brother and one of my best mates. And even with that, when I started it, we just started out for women. We had no plan, nothing. We just thought, let's sit here and talk like we're just sitting in a car or sitting at the pub and talking. So it started like that, but then eventually we've got to a place now where I think we're getting good guests on who have positive messages. And I see the demographic that watches it it's a bit wide, but it's between 14 and 30 year olds.
Oh, wow.
So like there's kids in school who watch it, and then there's people like kind of my age. So I just wanted to do something positive for them now, because I've done so much negative stuff in life. I feel like it's just all a balance, and now if I can do something positive, even if I can change one life, I'll be happy. That's what I think. It's a bit everyone says it kind of thing, but even if I can change one life, I'll be happy. In my head.
What's the podcast about? What do you guys speak about on there?
So we try to just get, so it's like a community thing. So we can get, if you have a business, you can come on and you can promote your business. We can talk about it. We can talk about people. People just like to come and talk. People like to come and talk, and people like to listen. That's what it is. And just positivity. We just like to send a positive message to a kid. Like me, I didn't have the best like school. And another thing as well that I try to tell people, like, you don't have to go through the education system. There is another way. You don't have to sit on a desk or there's always like there's always another way, basically.
Exactly.
So I just want people to know that there is another way, and also that if you didn't make it through school, it's not the end of the world.
That's true.
Because we have a lot of people coming on. They didn't even go to school, or they didn't make it through the whole system. Maybe they went like to secondary school, then they just started working on that. But sometimes you just have to take a risk in life, innit?
And I feel like it's just having that discipline and being like consistent with like everything that you do
100%.
Will take you far, you know.
Consistency is key.
It's key to a lot of things.
And so what are you doing now to get, so you've talked about the podcast. So what are you doing like in terms of like work? Speak a bit more about that. How did you finally get into that? Because you said you started off as a sales manager.
Oh yeah, so actually, you know that job, I worked with Krishna there. So me and Krishna, it was a little office. It's only this big, and we worked together. It was a very good job. We enjoyed it, to be honest. I enjoyed it very much. But I think I was there for like a year and a half or 2 years, and then my dad messaged me, or he rang me, because I wasn't living with him at the time, I think, and he said, I think the garage is ready for you now. He didn't say we need you, and he didn't say it in that way, but he goes, the garage is ready for you. So I kind of left that job and then went to the garage. Then ever since I've just been there.
What opportunities you provide for young people within the garage, just thinking about your past? Because I know that you have done some work with young people. So what sort of support to give back?
To be honest, a lot. There's a kid. So we had a kid he's 21 now, but he's been coming since he was like 13 or 14. And he used to come after school every day, and he used to work on Saturdays, and now he's a full-on fledged mechanic. So that's just one. His name's Nathan, and he's like just one And he just came because he lives around the corner from. He didn't come through school or anything. He lives around the corner from the garage. And so ever since then, we've always helped people. Like I know, sometimes, especially in the garage, it's the experience that counts because you can't get paperwork that I'm good in the garage. The more experience you have, the better you'll get, basically. So I think since then we've just been helping people, and we've had so many people coming in and out. And like I meet random people. Oh, do you remember I used to work at your garage? And like, oh, I'm doing this now. And they don't always go into mechanics, but a lot of them are successful at what they've done. So I think, and they always appreciate it as well.
Of course.
And like we get calls all the time. Oh, can you take this student? Can you take that student? And we just always do it. To be honest,
Okay.
We always say yeah.
That's amazing.
I think that's a big thing. People just need to say yeah and give people opportunity.
That's right.
Opportunity in this day and age, because opportunity lets people get experience. That's what it leads to. And experience leads to hopefully work or career.
We've got an event coming up on the 21st. We'll talk to you about that, because you talked about if you don't want to go down the education route, there's always another way. And it's that other way because young people often see it as either education or crime. Most of the time it's one or the other, but there is another way, and that's a path of creativity, being entrepreneurial, networking, learning those skills and grafting, making your way up. But sometimes you don't know what you don't know, so that's where men like yourself need to come back and mentor these young men and say, okay, this is what you could do. I know this person, I can introduce you to this person.
You know, young kids, I don't think they see that many paths. Like you said, they only see I have to go to a job or a school or whatever, or crime. But there's a big path in between that can, because like, when you go into prison, they do like railroad courses where you can work on the railroads, and people didn't know that was a job before. Like before you go to prison, they didn't even know that job existed. So there's a lot of things that they could do, but they don't see it. So you just need to open their eyes that there is a big market out there for people looking for work, and you can get work. Basically,
and they always just want like the quick route as well, isn't it?
Sometimes it takes time, like you said, it takes consistency and time. It's not everything's not going to happen overnight. 100%.
Yeah, that is true.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure.
Honestly.
Until next time.
Peace.